Hey friends, how are you? In today's video, we're going to talk about something that is very, very common and it happens to all of us. And it's when you jump off the wagon of meditation, what do? Okay, so the off the wagon meditation club got to be the biggest club in the whole entire world. So you're absolutely not alone. I can tell you that that's the most commonly talked about things. And that's usually when people say that, oh, I tried meditation, but they never really stuck to it. So it's really a big common area where people hesitate to talk about and to jump back in. So here's the video to tell you 4 things you can do in order to just say, hey, I'm off the wagon, no worries, this is what you do. So let's begin with number 1. The number 1 thing to remember is the time lapse in between meditations are not lost, okay? So it's easy to lapse, and we just acknowledge this is one of the most common thing. From beginner meditators to advanced meditators, we all do it, okay? Life happens. But know that you can jump right back into it and nothing is lost is the key. So I'm gonna say, if you stop lifting weights, for example, yes, if you have a time lapse in between lifting weights, there is a little bit of a time you need to build back in that muscle. Same thing with painting or any other, playing an instrument or all the other hobbies that you do. If you stop, there is a ramp up period, okay? But with meditation, the good news is that it doesn't really take that much to jump right back in, because you're just going to sit on that chair. All you need to do is give yourself the time and the space and the permission. I think the key is to permission. If you feel like you feel guilty, you feel like, oh, I can't do this, that's not the right direction. All you need to do is give yourself the permission to jump right back in, because it's not like the muscle is gone. It's not like, oh, your fingers are getting rusty if you're playing guitar and you've left it off. So meditation is pretty much free. I think the key is to not feel bad and say, let's just go right back in. There's nothing really much to be lost. I mean, I compare it to, like, say, playing the piano or playing the guitar. You know how musicians practice every day in order not to lose the muscle memory and, everything. With meditation, there's no such thing. So it's a free for all. If you have a hard time giving yourself permission, that's a whole different story. And we may be addressing that in the other points. But point number 1 is really that everybody does. This club is super massive. The only difference between you and the other person who hasn't really stuck to it is that you jump right back in and you allow yourself to jump right back in as if nothing has happened. And it's just as easy as that. Point number 2 is that remind yourself why you wanted to meditate in the first place. Is it because you know that so-and-so started that and their life changed, or you've heard these stories and you want to, maintain your mental health and become a more positive person? Whatever the intention is, reflect on the benefits that you wanted in the first place. And then the one little trick that I want to mention is that set a reminder on your phone or your iPad or whatever it is easier for you on your desktop. If you know that you set a reminder and you're going to be reminded to do it, you're more likely to do it. And that's a really big trick. In your iPhone, you can actually set up an alarm that is labeled a certain way. And I would encourage you to label that alarm as the benefits of meditation that you envision yourself having. Okay. So if it's, be your best self, if it's elevating your health, if it's you to, be a more positive person or live a more fabulous life, whatever the intention is, label the alarm as such. So when you pick up the phone, the reminder came on and you see the label, you're more likely to be reminded of your goals and intentions and the benefits of it, so that to motivate you to follow through. Point number 3 is that make the act a little bit smaller and doable, and therefore it's easier for you to self-direct and attain the goal. So instead of thinking that you need an hour or 30 minutes or even 15 minutes, why don't we set the step as a small little 5-minute nugget, right? Because 5 minutes is still a lot of time to be meditating, and it's still, you have tremendous benefits from just a few minutes. So make the goal smaller, make it more doable. And I'm going to talk about stack this habit with something else that you do every day anyway. So if it's making a beverage in the morning, whether it's coffee or matcha or decaf or chocolate or what have you, tag on to a 5-minute habit alongside with it. So if you're brewing a coffee, set your timer now and do it for 2 minutes. If you are waking up, let's just say 8 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 7:50. If it's, you want to do it after a workout, which you do, or if you go and walk the dog or do a jog, whatever, do it right after your dog walking or jogging for 5 minutes. If it's before bed, that works for you. Set a reminder, put on the headphones for 5 minutes before you go to bed. For me, what works the best is when I wake up, I would go into the kitchen and I would make myself a tea. And then I would do my yoga stretches. I always turn on Gaia, which is an app that you can subscribe to, and they have yoga, meditation, everything in there. So I would do my favorite yoga stretches on a video, and then I would put on my headphones and meditate for 15 minutes. So that's what I do pretty much every morning, except for maybe one day a week. I may just completely drop it if that's what I feel like. If I need it, I will do it. So it just kind of depends, right? On traveling days, it may be a little bit harder, but I'm not hard on myself. You know, I know I can jump right back in. So habit stacking, it's something that you can try on and see if it fits you. But I think setting a reminder and habit stacking is a great way to allow yourself to stick to it. And point number 4 is, if you really think that it's very difficult for you to self-direct and do it, I would say join a group, join a community, buy an app, spend a little bit of money. You don't have to spend a lot. I mean, you can just get a subscription of sorts, because where you direct your resources will also help direct your energy. So find a good app. I mean, I recommend Insight Timer. I can't talk about it enough. I'm not affiliated with Insight Timer whatsoever. I have nothing to do with that app, but I have used it for almost 10 years now, and I think they have a premium subscription. And I would just hop on and set myself a timer because they have presets, and also talk to other people if I would like to, because I think there are tons of communities. I think there are like 1 million subscribers on there. So find yourself some enjoyable practices on there, whether it's a course, whether it's just guided meditation, whether it's music only, they have everything. Or you can sign up for a local course or a teacher training course that would really force you to commit and invest and direct that energy to this goal. If you want accountability, find a buddy. You can easily find one online and just keep each other honest. Because I think the social aspect of it is also helpful. I mean, I think I started this habit in a group setting when I was doing my yoga teacher training courses and other courses that I do. So as a group, we did it together for how many days, and that's how we all build this habit together. So these are the 4 points that I want to share with you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if that's helpful. If you have anything you want me to talk about relating to meditation and stress, leave me a comment. Make sure you turn on the bell, subscribe, and sending you love and light. I will see you in the next video.